This is the tokens, this is the jewels, this is the spiritual treasures that has been released from the heavens unto us. So for him to give you that knowledge, you can't worship him enough. So this is Sirach 43, and I'm starting at verse 26. By him, the ends of them have prosperous success, and by his word, all things consist. We may speak much, and yet come short. Wherefore, in some, he is all. How shall we be able to magnify him? How shall we be able to magnify him? For he is great above all his works. The Lord is terrible and very great and marvelous in his power. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can. For even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary. For ye can never go far enough.
See? So whether it's brothers teaching or doing lessons, or even you just coming around to listen and to get built up, it's more than anyone else is doing.
Right.
We all got the same. We're all in America. We all pay taxes. We got 9-to-5s, or we're laid off, or whatever the case is. But so are they. What's their excuse to not be doing this? You see? But as much as we can boast in works and in righteousness, it's still not enough. It'll never be enough. The Most High will always far exceed. But does that mean that you go short? No, you still go hard.
I got a quick testimony real quick. When we was in Georgia, right? I was talking to this guy, and his dog dashed out. I mean, dashed out at this squirrel, bro. And the squirrel just stood. The squirrel didn't move. And at the last second, the squirrel juked him, and that dog flew about 10, 15 feet, bro. He couldn't stop. That's how fast it was going. His owner started laughing. I'm laughing too. He's like, hey man, that's every day. He does that every day. Now after the first week, that dog probably knows I ain't catching this squirrel. But does that stop him from running after him? The point is, he's committed to trying to catch that squirrel. So it doesn't matter if he knows he ain't gonna get it. He knows I'm going after it. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta push after.
Think he's gonna get it.
That's what,
right. He thinks and he believes. And he got close, but that squirrel was so freaking fast. I'm talking about when that dog got up, he was slowly walking back because he felt the bumps and bruises from hitting. I mean, he tumble rolled, bro. That's how fast he was going. You know,
that's what Paul was talking about. And this is like a race. It's a marathon. You gotta run. But run with knowing that you're gonna get a crown. You will get that crown. The Most High has never just shitted on nobody. Anyone that's went to serve the Most High, anyone and everyone that's ever served the Lord has been rewarded.
Hebrews chapter 6 verse 10. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, and in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister.
You see?
So I want to say this too. We're not. I didn't come to ask you these questions to badger you to be like, man, what the fuck, man, what you do? Not at all. But to exhort you to now's that time. Come out. If there's anything, if you've been listening that long, you probably got the breakdowns. But if there's anything that you're unsure of, bring them questions. Because you may have because of the level that you understand, you may have a question that they may be coming up to, that the other brothers that haven't been listening as long may be coming up to, and they can still get edified. So the body still gets fulfilled.
Yeah, let all things be done unto edification.
So that's what we're working on that towards, you know.
Let me say this in the Quran. I got a precept. The truth is, it's just the spirit getting on you, because you have been like delaying all this time. And just so you know, every one of us, the apostles cussed us the hell out when we first found this truth. I mean, really, royally, we got put down, then built up.
You weak ass, sorry ass. And we see y'all watching like on us. Get the hell out there. Don't come to New York.
No, you can't come join the camp. They got on us.
Start your own camp.
They got on us hard and heavy, right? So that's all this is the spirit. You can't come up no other way. So you got to come the same way we did. You got to get the spirit gonna get on you, and it's gonna convict you. but it's gonna build you up. Like the brother read about wisdom is gonna try you.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead. You got what you got there.
It's Ecclesiastes 9 and 10.
Yep.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. But there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
And remember, and you remember this guy Rance, right? Remember what he used to say, not on camera but to us, I just hope the Most High allow me to take some people out. Take out some Edomites and some two-thirds. I will be, he allowed me to be a death angel. Like, come on, bro. Why you selling yourself cheap? You don't use a, that's low. That's low.
Forgive me, my brothers. Forgive me for being so rude. Most of you know me. My name is James. I'm homeless. I'm disabled. I suffer from osteoarthritis in my lower back. I have glaucoma, and I'm a diabetic. And I've been coming through here, you know, almost every week now. You know, hearing the word. You know, and I've been asking brothers for donations. You know, I'm in a homeless shelter. I come downtown and I panhandle, and right now I'm waiting for my stimulus check. You know, and I want to give something back when I get the check. You know, and I was just hoping if any of you brothers could help me out. I don't know, whatever you can give me. God bless you if you can. God bless you if you can't. God bless you. You know, but that's what I'm doing right now. And, I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed of myself because I don't do this.
Don't be.
Listen, I'm a dental lab technician by trade, but the dentist I work for, he passed away at age 53. And that's what I'm doing. And God bless you, brothers, man. I appreciate you. You've been a blessing to me. You all have been a blessing to me, man.
And you know why that's easy for us to do this for this man? Because like he said, he got a certain respect. We look at what he's done. He's come over here. He's added to the spirit. He's been here time in, time out. He don't come causing no disturbances. So just through the spirit, you know. And we're not looking for anything back.
I learned, man. I learned something from this man today. I learned something from this man today. I learned something from this man today. This man. You know. And I thank God for you all. You know what I mean? Because I know it's the heart. You know, for many years, when I walked the streets of this world, I thought that I was a man. But I realized that I didn't become a man until I met the man. You know, and the man is all in me. You know, and I'm learning from him.
I got a quick precept if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is Tobit 4 and 7. It says, give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor. And the face of the Most High shall not be turned away from thee. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. Because that alms do deliver from death, and suffer not to come into darkness. For alms is a good gift unto all that give it, and in the sight of the Most High.
God bless you, and I appreciate that. You know, and that kind of like reminds me of the story in the Bible about the workers in the vineyard. You know, when Yahushua went out to get workers to work, he said, why aren't you guys working in the vineyard? They say, because no one has hired us. So he go back out again at a certain hour.
This goes for you as well.
Still men standing there idle. He said, why aren't you guys working in the vineyard? Because no one hired us. And he gave all those guys a penny, you know, and the ones that he hired last, he gave the ones that he hired that morning the same thing that he gave the ones he hired last, and they began to complain. How could he give them the same amount that he gave us when we've been working all day? See, God looks at the heart. See, these men that stood there waiting all day, they were willing to work. They wanted to work. It was as though they were working, and that's what God rewards. The lady that gave the penny in the church, God says she gave more than everybody else. You know, because she looked at her heart.
She gave. You know, she was willing to give her last.
God bless you, and I'll see you guys.
All right, brother. All right, take care, man.
Willing gonna see you
Yeah,
soon.
and that's the like pretty much the whole sentiment. It's
Yep.
never too late to start. You know,
It's an older man.
it's never too late to start to do the right thing. You know, yesterday, you know, we all fucked up in some sort of way, but today you have the chance to do it better. And there's nothing stopping us but us. You know, it's just, you know, swallowing that pride, that ego, or whatever it is that's eating away at us. It's stopping us from, you know, really stepping forward, putting our best foot forward for the Most High. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So once you can, you know, look yourself in the eyes, so to speak, it's easier to get over all that stuff. You know, and it makes it even easier when you got a support group. You know, you got everyone else there, believing, cheering, and rooting for the same thing in this life to get us into the next life. You see?
Going to something, brother?
Right. You have something?
This is going to be pretty direct, but I mean, it's going to be a little, I'm going to just read it. Sirach 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For sudden shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Yeah.
See, for some of us, you know, you might hesitate because you're trying to count the cost to see if it's whatever's within you will be sufficient for you to be productive for the ministry. And if it comes to a point where you've been getting all this knowledge, you know the breakdowns. Basically, it's going to become a point in time where you're going to be held accountable for what you know.
Yep.
You can't just sit on it.
It's talents, what you learn.
What we're receiving is valuable, it's precious.
Oh yeah.
That's something you do not want to waste. You know?
Yeah, a wasted opportunity is one of the, you know, the most, you know, one of the biggest travesties in life.
Yeah,
You know, you see people that are older, like James that was up here, and you can, the more people you talk to, you're gonna hear more stories. I wish I did this in my 20s. I wish I would have did this in my 30s. I wish I would have, you know, because they're seeing, because no one, we are, you know, growing up in, you know, various, you know, reservations or migrant farming communities or ghettos. You don't think you're gonna, you know, live till 16 to 18 to 22 to 23, and as you start hitting these milestones, you're like, fuck, what am I doing with my life? You know, if it's not this, then what? If it's not now, then when? You know.
Yeah.
But hey, what the man said too is you have some of those last hour Israelites that are going to get paid the same penny, which is a day's wage.
Yep.
The lady that he spoke about, when you look up those words for penny or pence, it means literally a day's wage. So there's going to be some brothers that come in at the last hour that you're going to get paid for all 8 hours.
Yep.
And you're going to have some brothers like elders and apostles, they've been working the full 8 hours.
Yes. Yeah.
And you get the same reward that they got.
Yep.
You see? And now going back to the precept that Brother read, make no tarrying to come to the Most High. When it's your time, it's your time. Just go. Just go. Like, what's the worst you can do? You know?
Let's say something real quick, bro. Like the brother brought up the fact of counting the cost. Before, that was a good, you know, you had to really recognize that. Like, do I have what it takes to endure in this thing? But where we're at right now, like you said, tarry not. The prophecies aren't tarrying, so we aren't the tarry. So at this point, at this stage in the game, don't worry about if you got what it takes to count the cost, because death is the only other option if you don't make it. It's a lose-lose for you if you don't put the hands to the plow. So let's say somebody's like, man, should I do this? I don't want to get out there. Well, if you don't get out there, you're dead.
Yep.
But if you get out there, you don't make it, you're dead. So at least give your chest a fighting chance.
Con, like you said, bro, it's really don't have no option. Really the option is already made for you. Because as the brother is saying, hey, it's either life or death. It's either you're gonna try to fight for Yahweh Shemel Shai, and Lord willing you be saved, or you continue in the ways of the world, and you know what the end of that is. You know?
Real quick, Luke 12 and verse 47. And it says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beat with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever is given, of him shall be much required. And to him, and to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more.
So if you're in a situation where you know this, and you don't, the Most High is giving you these talents. That's what it is. You're supposed to multiply those talents. That's why he was so austere in the way he went hard on those who hid their talents. When you learned this, you know what I'm saying, but you didn't apply it, what you learned. You basically robbed the Most High. You took the riches that he gave you, and you didn't go out and multiply it, meaning go out and spread the word and teach others so that somebody else could be in the same position, in the same shoes you were in, could take those shoes off and walk, and actually serve the Most High. So you gotta multiply those talents so that somebody else can have the opportunity that you had.
Like, you're already doing the hardest part. Just being out here, standing here for this amount of time is the hardest part. Honestly, just making the time to get away from, whether it's wife, kids, or time off from the job. Like, that's really the hardest part, is just setting that time up.
The hardest physical part.
The hardest physical part. After that, it's all just, changing and correcting behaviors. Just get into the dietary laws.
God bless y'all and happy Easter.
All right, take it easy. And we don't know who's an Israelite and who's not. That guy, he looks like an Edomite, but what if he was an Israelite? And he's, he could be one step away from standing right there believing.
Next time he comes through, he may stop.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. We've seen it happen. We've seen scoffers turn believers. So the overall sentiment that I want to make sure that gets taken care of. None of us have a DeLorean time machine, so we can't go back and correct those regrets or whatever that we may have missed out on. But from this point forward, we have to understand and move accordingly to what's happening. So whether that be, and like the scripture say, if you know one precept, break that mug down to the best of your understanding. And then tomorrow, study, watch, pray, ask the Most High to give you more understanding that you may edify His people, and teach the next thing you learn. Just teach the same thing every day until you got something new to teach.
Hey, I'll even say this. When I was learning, there was some stuff that I wasn't even sure of. Like, because I didn't get the full breakdown to it or whatever. But I was so in my mind convinced, as I am now, that this is the truth.
Yep.
And when certain people would come out, just be, man, shut up, devil. Like, what? Because you don't believe? Oh, let me get that precept real quick. For what if some did not believe? So their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. So you might develop that same attitude where, like, hell, who cares if you don't know a breakdown or something? Like, I believe this is true. That everything in here, because then you'll go on Google, right, and you'll find 54 Bible contradictions. Yep. And you'll look at them and be like, oh shit, what? But and that's if you don't know better.
Yeah, rooted.
But if you're rooted and you're grounded, and you know precept upon precept, line upon line, and you know to go into the blue letter, because this is just English. None of us really speak Old English. Whence comest thou? Thine offering. All those. We don't speak like that. So you go into the blue letter, you learn the Greek and the Hebrew of what that word's actually saying. And you're like, oh, it's a contradiction only in the English context. In the original Hebrew or Greek, it's not even a contradiction.
Nope.
And even with the contradiction, it's not even really a real contradiction. It's just that who said it was a contradiction had no understanding.
That's it, bro.
And that's pretty much what it is.
Also, because it's written in code, it's not. It's not for everyone to be interpreted. It's just for the people on the side and the scattered Israelites.
It's a lot, bro. How does the scripture in Matthew 13? It says, "For why speak to thou unto thou in parables?" It said, "For
it is for you to understand the mysteries, but to them it is not given."
Yeah.
It is. And I was gonna say to you, just send up prayers to the Most High. You got the name. Send up prayers that he allow you to put forth your actions according to what you know and what you understand. And then how you'll know that the Most High is dealing with you, He'll start sending you texts. He'll start sending you examples or things that you need to apply it.
Yeah.
And then that's how you know. And then don't get down on yourself if you strike out on a couple of those, because that's part of the building.
Just man follow 7 times.
When you pray for strength or wisdom, the Most High is going to put you in a situation where you're going to have to demonstrate courage. You're going to have to demonstrate strength. You're going to be put in a situation where everything you've learned about this topic or whatever scenarios you go through in life, you're going to see wisdom, the application of things before time to maneuver around it. Oh, I don't want to repeat that mistake again.
Yep.
He's going to give you the opportunity to present what you asked for. And that's where you have that moment. And, if you fuck up, oh well, try again tomorrow or next week or whenever it comes up down the road. You'd be like, man, I'm waiting for this one, like a pothole in the road.
Next time.
Yeah. There's a reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. Stay focused on what's in front of you.
Right.
Don't worry too much about what's behind you. You're mindful. You got to be circumspect. Prudent means 360 degrees. So just like you're driving, you want to give yourself enough space up front, like a semi truck. You got some heavy shit you're moving.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You need time to stop, to maneuver. So you're walking with caution and care.
But you're still moving.
But you're still moving.
This is James 1 and 5, and we can start wrapping it up.
That's the one.
James 1 and 5. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally,
freely,
and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
It's like upbraideth not, meaning he's going to do it. He's not going to not do it. He upbraideth not. Go ahead.
But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
So if you had a bottle, right, and you throw it in the ocean, is that bottle going to get to a destination, or is it just going to be tossed all over the sea? Because the bottle has what? Has no weight, has no foundation. It's not going to be stable. It's not going to be strong. It's not going to stay. It's just going to go wherever the wave throw it. It's going to be tossed around. I mean, it's going to be everywhere. Is he going to do this for me? Oh, you start doubting those prayers. That's what he said. If you ask, waver or not. Don't doubt.
Let me say real quick, and there's something that I've learned about these scriptures, particularly in my own walk, that as I was praying and asking for certain things, it happened. I'm waiting for the opportunity to happen in life, but that's not how it happened. A precept may have opened up to me to read into something, and that may guide me on how to act. But that would create the interaction that I needed to perform what I was asking for. Yeah, it happens, bro. It's all day. You got it, brother.
The last verse it says, for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
Psalms 26 and 1. It says, judge me, O Lord, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord. Therefore I shall not slide. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. So once you really fully persuaded and you believe and you have faith, you built your foundation and you have you're rooted in this thing, then you ask the Most High to prove that this is the right walk, I'm walking in the ways of truth. So he'll bring those tests, those trials, those tribulations. You got to be ready for it, because the one that's sending them to you is going to get you through it.
So like, because the Lord even said, when you pray, you pray in secret, but He's going to reward you openly. So if you're praying for, certain characteristics to be built up in you, that's something that is going to be shown openly. It's going to be in a public setting somewhere. Whatever it is you're asking for, all right, you're going to have that chance to demonstrate, to stand up for yourself in whatever situation you got to go through, to demonstrate that what you asked for and now it's being given to you, and you got to act on it. You see?
And also, don't be ashamed to cry. When I say that, I mean that sincerely. Every brother up here knows you to cry. All the men of the Lord cried. You know what I mean? Like David cried. He says it in the Psalms. I cried unto the Lord.
The Lord cried.
He wept.
Yeah, the Lord cried.
Yeah, so don't look at that as a sign of weakness or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Look at that as the Most High dealing with you, and it's that severe.
That brother had a question.
Praise the bag, right? The bag.
Yeah,
Praise the bag.
beg. Supplication.
It's a request. It's a request. The Most High doesn't even have to answer it. It's just a request.
And also, wear out his doorstep.
Yeah.
With your prayers, with your begging. Annoy him. Yeah. See.
Said give him no rest.
Yeah, give him no rest.
Exactly.
Like 2/3 of our people are smoking his nose. Well, we got to be a righteous smoking his nose. Like, man, my servant keep bugging me.
A savory smell. A savory smell.
Yeah, a savory smell.
Yeah.
Con, you bugging him and annoying him to the point where he'll grant it to you. Not just because you ask him for it, because you're worth it. You're worthy to him.
Your prayers are like the incense. The Most High, He doesn't care about the fat of the animals or the blood or the incense or the oil. He don't care about the physical things no more. Now your body's the temple.
Yep.
Your prayers are the incense.
Yep.
What you're doing right now, sacrificing your body, being out here, sacrificing your time, that's the blood and the fat. You see, everything is now spiritual. Because the carnal things, people were just doing them because you could get away with it. It was easier on the exterior to get away with murder, so to speak. Because they would premeditate a crime, and they would get the turtle dove or whatever, and they would bring it to the priest and like, oh yeah, I'm ready, I'm gonna do dirt, and here's my crime, here's the payoff. You see? And so that's how our people were operating. The Most High, he knew, he was like, man, see, they think they're slick. You see? Most High, he saw us, he said, Israel thinks they're slick, right? So now he jacked us up. And he said, look, only 1/3 is going to come up out of all this madness. I'm going to put you through pure hell. And 1/3 of you are going to come up. And that's what we're seeing happen right now. Is the spiritual man, the things that really matter, what's inside.
So with that, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakodash.
double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who well, peace and salutations to the whole 40 leg tabernacle of David. We're going to say Shalom, Wa Barakatuh.
Shalom.